In this question, there is a river which is flowing steadily. Okay, consider that these two lines represents the two sides of the river, two banks, one side and the other one. And there is a person who is aiming to reach opposite point. That means his intention is that to start from somewhere here and to reach the other end, like this. But what's the problem here? The problem is that the river is flowing. If you try to swim in this direction, water will push you in the direction of its flow. Suppose it's flowing to the right side, then what will happen? Instead of reaching that point, due to the push of water, you will reach a different point. Assume that he starts at a point A and he wanted to go to point B, then the person will reach point C because of the push of the water. So the resultant displacement will be in this direction. But this is not what he wants. He actually wants to reach B. So what to do? He will use his velocity to cancel velocity of water. His velocity to cancel velocity of water. And how is that possible? For this, instead of swimming in this direction, the person will take a different direction. Say he wanted to go from A to point B, and he knows water will push, so he will take a slightly different direction, and that direction he will have two components. So like assume that he goes in this direction. When he has a velocity in like this one, that velocity has got two components. Which are those two components? One component is along the flow and the other one is perpendicular to the flow. That means this velocity has one component in this direction and one component in this direction. And he will use, if I call this his velocity as v and this velocity as vx and this velocity as vy, then he will use the component vx to cancel water's velocity, and he will use the component vy to cross the river. So he crosses the river using the component vy and he cancels water's velocity using the component vx. And how is that cancellation possible? To cancel water's velocity, his velocity should be equal in magnitude and opposite direction. That means his velocity component vx should have the same magnitude of water's velocity. Okay, so that will cancel. That means you can see if you draw the vector of water's velocity, that will be in the opposite direction, and that must be equal in size. So the angle should be such that the water velocity and his component vx should have the same size. You can see it from the diagram. Then that will cancel. Then he will have only the vertical component of his velocity, I mean the y component of the velocity. Due to the y component, he can go from A to B. Okay, due to the y component, he can go from A to B. So how to find the time taken to cross? The time taken to cross is nothing but the distance AB divided by the velocity in that direction, which is called Vy. Now assume that the angle, some angle is given, some angle is given. Suppose that this angle is given, theta. If this is theta, then we can see that this Vx will be equal to V cos theta, and this Vy will become equal to V sin theta. So the time taken will be AB. What is AB? AB will be the width of the river W divided by what is Vy? Width of the river divided by Vy will be equal to V sin theta. Vy is V sin theta. So you can calculate the time taken to cross. What is the resultant velocity? What is the effective velocity? Effective velocity is Vy. The resulting velocity is called the effective velocity. V effective is nothing but V sin theta. Okay. Now if you look at the triangle, AB and C, AC represents the velocity of the man, actual velocity. BC represents velocity of the water. So from using Pythagoras theorem, you can say the effective velocity can be calculated as effective velocity will be equal to V square minus VW square is Vy square. So this can also be written as root of V square minus VW square. That's by using Pythagoras theorem.